Hello and welcome back once again. This is Splattercat with episode 4 of our Let's Play of Towns, a game that for some reason I'm just really charmed with. This game has garnered a lot of hate, but for some reason I am just all over this game. It's not that I don't address that it has its own individual issues, it's more that it's just really grabbed me. It's got its hooks in me. I can't stop playing. Off camera, I play it constantly. I have Far Cry 3 sitting on a shelf right now and I'm playing Towns. That's to put it in perspective for you guys. I am neglecting Far Cry at the moment so that I can play Towns. I haven't even, it's been sitting there since Christmas, haven't played it. I want to. It's not that I'm not interested in the subject matter, but I kind of want to do a Let's Play of Far Cry, but I'm not sure how entertaining that would be either. It's kind of like doing a Let's Play of, like Skyrim, for example, where it's just like, well, do you just show all the time that you walk around doing nothing, or do you fast forward, or, you know, it's a weird situation. Where we left off is we had gotten our dining room set up, which the dining room was fulfilling a function of making our people happier. Happiness, you can see right here, Borin de la Place that's a great name. He's got tons of happiness. He's ready to go. The more happiness you have, the more likely you are, I think, to get more immigrants. There are conflicting reports on this. So I didn't think it would hurt to give ourselves an area where they can just get really, really happy. Now, we can also set up a balcony, I think, which is a really interesting prospect. I'm thinking about expanding this to here and actually having this lead into a second level, which is like a balcony where the townies can just hang out in their idle time. That would require me to move these statues, actually destroy those statues. But it would be super cool, as in like really cool. So I'm kind of milling the idea about right now of kind of laying down a floor right here and then making a stairwell that goes up and having like an upper level balcony that overlooks all this, which might be pretty sweet. So I think I'm gonna get started with that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm thinking, well, this lower layer doesn't matter. So we're gonna go ahead and put in some blocks. Actually, never mind. Balconies can only be attached to arenas. Never mind. Never mind. I mean, I guess I could make a multi-layer arena balcony, but I completely forgot that balconies are actually an attachment for arenas. Never mind. Can't do that. It was a cool idea, but it won't work. I still may make the cool overlooky thing, but it won't have any function and nobody will like ever go up there, so. Looking around, I am tempted. Well, right now, this mountain needs to go away. That's really... I've decided both these mountains are worthless to me. I don't want either of them to exist in my frame of reference, so they're both going to just be beaten to a muddy death. Mountain death. We're basically going to do a great deal of erosion. You know what's funny about this situation is you would call this scientifically, this is called animal attack. When humans destroy mountains. Because we classify as animals. And I just think it's a funny concept where you're thinking about like a badger being like, ah, and attacking like a wall of mud. It's animal attack. But, ooh, I got off on a tangent there. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to be very careful here. I'm going to leave everything running, but I am going to get some people going, and I'm on the wrong layer. I'm going to get some people going, destroying the rest of these trees. Once the trees are taken care of, we'll have a little bit more space. I do want to get roads going, but it's difficult to have a steady source of stone while... It's difficult to have a steady source of stone in this early of the game without having the dungeon open. So I'm going to keep them working on that. I think I'm going to go about outfitting these homes a little more. These homes are a little barren, so I would like to have some more decorations. We'll go with indoor decorations. We'll take a look around here and see what we have. Barrels. I mean, barrels seem to be a decent choice. How much wood does a barrel take? 2? Okay. So we'll put like a little barrel corner here. Actually, never mind, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, never mind. Do that. I was second guessing my building skills, but these are 4x4s, not 5x5s, so we're gonna go ahead and put just a number of barrels in each of their sleeping areas so that they get a little more happiness. Plus, you know, who knows, maybe they'll put beer in the barrels or something. I'm not being serious, but that's what if I had a barrel in my house, I'd put beer in it. Beer's always a good choice to put in barrels. I think everyone has a home right now. It should say that these personal rooms are unoccupied. Yes, so everybody that has a home right now is being outfitted and taken care of. Can I... disappointing. Hopefully our happiness is steadily rising. I'm seeing higher happiness numbers in general, although some people are kind of hanging out around 0, so I may be working my people too hard. They may need some time to just hang out. I've heard that you can create a badger arena where badgers fight each other, and you build a balcony around that, and apparently that just skyrockets happiness. Apparently my people are a bit of... They've kind of got a Michael Vick thing going on where they enjoy just like abusing badgers, apparently. I don't know. I didn't design it. Just like stealing badgers from their homes and being like, you, a red badger, fight that blue badger. Blue badger's like, I got this. But for now, we're just going to kind of eliminate these mountains and make them go away. We don't want all this mud, so hopefully at no point... I really do, hopefully at no point they don't bring that home to finish my sentence so that I don't stop with a fragment, but I wish there was a rubber bandbox you could use to just be like, pow, and just like destroy things, like you can with cancel order, but for like destroying things. Like, I wish that like this delete key right here would go and destroy all that mud, because there's no reason to have this much mud. You can build a burner in a little bit, which will burn the mud, but then that adds to your work queue, so you've got a bunch of haulers running around burning mud, which I really don't feel like is a great use of their time. I may actually lower this down a few levels and go with the idea that I had in one of the earlier Let's Plays, where I could have like a cool stairwell going up, and then this could go down into the dungeon, just spiral down into it, so you gotta walk up the mountain before you earn the right to go down into the dungeon, but that's not efficient. From a gameplay standpoint, that's not the best of ideas, because if you look at your characters at any given moment, you can see that they're ticking down turns to eat and turns to sleep. Well, when your heroes are walking up the mountain to go down into the dungeon, they're burning up their time eating, so you're actually adding transit time. So it's kind of an inefficient way to build a dungeon, even if it looks cool. I don't really know where I want to put the dungeon just yet. I haven't even really got a spot mapped out for the tavern. I definitely want to stay away from the river, because if we start digging the dungeon over here near the river, it's going to get us into trouble in the sense that we're going to hit water. Ooh, and this froggy is... He's getting brave. He's getting brave. So it may be worthwhile to start giving everybody armor as well, and getting them kind of equipped for... It seems like the froggies have had enough time to kind of encroach and work their way down here. And I would hate to, after having all this nice stuff designed, I would really hate to lose townies. I'm going to look and see what Margaret Pont is doing. I'm going to pause the game for just a moment. Margaret Pont. I'd like to see how her happiness increases just kind of as she sleeps. I don't think it's increasing at all, but who knows. Oh, there it goes. But Margaret Pont does not have barrels, and everybody knows that barrels make you happy. Following in the wake of like PewDiePie, he's villainized barrels a little bit, and I don't appreciate that, because I enjoy barrels. Barrels are my homies. So they're getting those barrels placed. I mean, I'm sorry if this is a tad boring. This is kind of an administrative episode. And here we are. We're going to destroy this next hillside. And as you can see, we're making progress. We've gone from, I think, like the 11th layer down to the 6th now. But hopefully we'll get some flint from here, actually. That would be cool if we could get a little flint supply going. We don't have anything really in here yet. I don't really want to breed badgers just yet. As you can see over here on the right, you can make your badgers variously colored, and make them fight each other. I don't know. I don't approve IRL, but the game concept is funny, so... God, they are just out of control with the flower right now. That's fine, though. This is actually going to play into my game plan. Once the flower completely surrounds this, I'll lock the door, and they'll get flower from out here for a while. And that'll turn off production for a bit. Give them a bit more time to just haul and not worry about things. I should probably get my... I know I have a lot of jobs running right now, but I should probably get my hospital going. Just get some medicine cabinets lined up. There we are. And then what I'm thinking is we'll get some beds made as well from our furniture menu. What I'll do is I'll space those in between. We'll get some more beds here. We'll line those up because I think the door is going to be in this region somewhere. And that'll give us a bit more leeway. Helena de Aguilon. See how she's doing in terms of happiness. And it seems that their houses aren't making them very happy. I don't know if it's because they need to be walled in. I would assume that's what it is. I'd be kind of bummed out if my house didn't have walls. So I may take a break in between episode 4 and episode 5 and get all these walls built in here. Get walls built around the dining room. I know they get a productivity increase when they work inside of walls, and I know that roads give them a productivity increase too, so we'll keep that in mind for future episodes. But for the breadth of episode 4 here, I think we're making decent progress. We're kind of keeping things where we need them to be. With this hillside being excavated, I think as soon as that's done I will start building these houses in. We have plenty of wheat, so we can actually start doing some thatched roofs. I don't know... There's a bunch of apples in those barrels. I don't know how our wheat supply is looking here, so I'm going to go to my raw food. We've got 9 wheat, so our wheat is definitely hanging out. They're taking the excess and kind of burning it here. And I'm thinking I'm going to lock that right now. So now, as you can see, this is kind of a binary on and off switch. Now they can't get to the mills, which means they're going to be forced to use all this flour that's around here to make bread for a while, so that makes it so that, you see, it's already working. I'm going to do the same thing with all of my stockpiles. I'm actually going to make a little room with several barrels that are only enabled for one object. I'm going to close each one with a lock, so that if I want all my haulers to go work on, say, picking up spiderite, I can lock a door. I'm not going to take credit for that system. Someone much more intelligent than me thought it up on the forums. I can't recall his name, but definitely it has been proposed on the forums before. So I didn't think of it. I'm just putting it in motion and I'm displaying it so that you guys can see how it works as well. And they're done up there, so that's good. Which is now going to free people up to make some more barrels. And then I'm thinking I'm just going to get some houses going here. We don't have a lot of stone at the moment, so I'm thinking all their houses are going to be made of wood. So we'll go ahead and get the walls going at least on some of these, and those flowers will act as a recommendation point for where the door will be. We'll also get some scaffoldings in place. It's not like they don't have a work queue right now. They do have a pretty decent work queue. I've heard that you kind of want to get some of your cow farms and things going early, because I've heard the froggies like slaughter them all. In the last Let's Play, you didn't get to see this, but a carnivorous plant killed every single froggy in their camp up here. There was literally a carnivorous plant on a hillside and just frog bodies everywhere. Like, it went straight Rambo on them. They didn't know it hit them, and apparently they weren't intelligent to just, like, walk around them. It's not like it chased them down. They just kept stepping on it, and that solved my froggy problem without any conflict. So I'm going to get my scaffolding set up here. I think I'm going to make each 3 high with a roof. So once those are all placed, we should see their work speed pick up here once they get the hospital finished. And they're chopping down our orchard over here, which is going to keep us in motion. I'm still kind of conflicted about where I want to put the dungeon. The dungeon's going to have to be away from the river, so part of me is thinking like over here once I level all this out. I may do that off camera, is level this mountain out, get all the walls built, and then come back with episode 5. And then from there, we'll keep moving forward, and I'll do my first steps into the dungeon at that point so you guys can see what that's like. I'd really prefer to avoid too much menial work being done on camera, but for a game like this, it's kind of like Minecraft, where a lot of it is going to be menial work unless you're just showcasing. So, their houses are outfitted now. They're going ahead and they're getting walls placed for the first gentleman's house. Hopefully this turns into kind of a Quaker slash Amish slash Mennonite community building, like a barn raising where everybody's working on it, but it seems like some people are taking a food break, which is cool. I'm not gonna force them to starve in order to work. I really do, I want to get more immigrants as soon as possible, though. I would like to have about 20 workers just to speed this process up. The wall building process is just atrocious. It's not that it's cumbersome or difficult to do, it's more that you just don't have enough workers. So, now with 2 more layers ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and step up a layer to layer 2. And there we are. We'll get some building going there. And hopefully that leaves us in a good spot. I'll cut holes for windows later. We don't have a means by which to make glass at the moment until we get iron and we get a smelter and some other things. I was hoping a caravan would show up, but no such luck so far. It would be nice to be able to trade for iron and things so that I could start my cattle farm and actually just start cooking meat and not have to concern myself with flour farming so much, but what can you do? The walls are on their way up. We're going to go up to the 3rd layer now and get the 3rd layer of walls put in. And there we are. We're prepared for our 3rd row of walls. And that's going to be our final row. And what we're going to do then is we're just going to roof it in. What I would like to do, though, is extend the personal room to include the doorway so that it doesn't look weird. And I'm going to go back to my furniture menu, and I'm going to build a door. Yeah, my peasants can have log doors. I fancy this to be kind of a primitive society. Like, I'm going to use thatched roofs, since I don't want to waste wood, and I don't want to waste stone on it. I'm going to make all their houses out of different types of wood, though, so that everything doesn't look the same. I do kind of wish that you could build kind of a tribal society, like a tribal African, South American kind of like forest pygmy society. Like, I wish, basically what I'm saying is I wish they had mud walls and things so that you could make like mud houses and then put thatched roof on them just for like a different theme. But, you know, maybe future editions, who knows. And I'm thinking we're in a good spot right here. I'm really loving this town. I really do like it better than New Splattington. And so I think I'm going to roof all these houses, wall all these houses, and finish off this mountain off camera before I come back to episode 5. I may surprise myself and come back with some work left to do, but for now I don't feel like that's something I want to subject you guys to. My name is Splattercat. Thank you so much for coming and watching my videos. I really have enjoyed interacting with you all. I've enjoyed your comments, I've enjoyed your hints. Please consider liking, subbing if you want to see more videos. The likes in particular help me out very much. They help you move forward in the search queue. And if you've got anything else, please leave it in the comments. I'll do what I can to answer, and I'll see you in episode 5, I think. I believe this was episode 4, so I'll see you there.